Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Solo Games, and today we are doing Solo Game Fixes WotC, Episode 3, Quality over Quantity. Yeah. So look, we don't need to say it anymore. Card quality at WotC is a meme. So look, everybody who doesn't know this, if you open a US pack, your cards are either going to be miscut or going to be super ashy, and then they're going to have faded, washed out colors. This has been going on for years, and whatever US printer they've been using is just terrible. In fact, it's so terrible that WotC recently dropped one of their US printers. I assume it's the one that's been making all this mistake. Hopefully, they'll find a better replacement or just continue to use the Japan printers for all print runs. The reason why they don't do that and use the Japan printers for everything or the Belgium one, even though they deliver consistently better quality cards, is because, the shipping, transportation, logistics, both cost more money, but also there's a lot more variability in getting the product to US, especially if you're going to sell US cards. You want to print those in the US because then it's easier to get them to the stores, right? Or distributors. Cheaper also. So that's why. But the reality is this. Look, quality is amazingly useful because quality determines your value. When customers look at your product, especially when they're paying a lot of money for it, they want to have quality products. You don't want to have $300 cards that are foiled curled, right? You don't want to have cards that are like you're selling a box for $110, but people say things like, oh, the box is like, miscut, or they have print errors and etc. Those things all hurt the bottom line and they hurt your brand. And the brand is super key here. So look, if you want to talk about foils, right? Let's look at what has happened in the market. Foil prices, jokingly, right, recent times, are often cheaper than non-foil. That shouldn't be it, right? If you look at the rarity of a foil, etc., even considering things like collector's boosters and set boosters, the foils should still be at about 1 to 4, meaning one foil for every four non-foil. But it really depends on how many of each product gets open. But like collector's boosters have only foils, so it does help a lot to fuel that market. But the problem is all these foils, they are curled in the package. If you ever bought a secret layer, you know what I'm talking about. Before you even open that plastic package, those foils are already super curled. And I don't mean curled like a little bit. I mean really curled. Curled like basically I can stack them on top of each other in a Pringles can, right? That's not good. Why would anyone pay $40 for foil that curls? They probably just say, hey, I'll buy the non-foil one. And now you're losing money. So the first thing you have to do is this. Look, find out who those printers are and just cut them off, right? So for those of you who were around in 2022 and played Commander Legends Baldur's Gate and you went to any pre-release and you opened any pre-release packs, if you remember, there was one gigantic problem with the cards inside those. If you don't remember, go look in your collection. You'll find what I'm talking about. All of those pre-release kits were printed in US, and all pre-release kits, by the way, are printed in US because the way, that's just faster to get them into market, make sure they're present for pre-release. But those cuts were terrible. First of all, the cuts were way off center. If you want to find error cards in modern times in high quantity, look at the Commander Legends Baldur's Gate pre-release kits. Full of miscut cards. And I don't just mean like the corners, ripped, or like if the cards are like beveled. I'm talking about like half the card is like shifted or it's like a tilted card, that type of thing. In addition to that, I've had plenty of pre-release kits with no promos or ones with 2 promos. One with like a promo card that had like basically the wrapper seared into it. And this is the other one. If you ever kind of riffle shuffle through all of the cards in the pre-release kits of Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, you'll notice there's a lip on the outside. A lot of cards had corners that were just like dinged up, and this is all due to because they had like really probably not sharp knives to cut the cards. So these things are all terrible, and these are things that needs to be prevented, especially because you don't want unhappy customers. With Wizards RMA policy, this also means more cost. So it's not just that customers are unhappy, they're actually going to come back to you and make you spend more money to make it right. So better just make it right in the first place, right? Secret Layers recently too had this problem, and I suspect it's because they were printing it out of the same printers in US. And this is probably the printer that WotC actually cut off from, so that's a good thing. And at this point, everyone knows the Japan printers are just better. And I don't know why, and I try not to be such a fanboy of Japan, but there's like, this air of high quality whenever you think about Japan, right? Maybe it's because of the craftsmanship. I personally think is part of their culture. The culture of really caring about the details and making sure those things are right. And they have a culture of that because the people who are producing things care about the details, but also the players or the people, I guess, of Japan care about that high quality, high detail things. I mean, jobs that would not exist in America exist in Japan. Like there are people who go in the mountains, pick flowers for some special like flower arranging thing. And that's their job. That's their daily job. And they do this for a living because they're the best. They can pick the best flowers, or they can arrange them in the perfect, form. And that's not something that like really exists here in America, like at least not in the mass, right? And then let's talk about other things that are quality. I don't know why, but this pens, for example. Here is a pen I've used pretty much all of my life for the last, 20 years or so. And I started using this in college, and I found it just to be way better than every other pen I've ever used, right? So this is the Pilot. So it's actually made by Pilot. It's the High-Tech C. Unfortunately, this pen you can only buy in Japan. You can't really buy in the US. The way you buy in the US is you buy through like Amazon, where they're like Japan sellers. Anyways, if you're interested in this pen, you can buy them in different size of the lines. But I usually buy the 0.5 or 0.4, and this is the High-Tech C Pilot pens. So you can find them on Amazon. They look like this, right? Again, high quality product. I'm probably paying way too much for these pens. They're probably, I think, usually $1 to $2 or something like that for each pen. Whereas, if you go to Staples or whatever, still open, Home Office Depot, you can probably get like a box of pens for that price. So I don't do that because I like to write, and I like to write and feel comfortable. I don't like to write and then have the ink not flow and those kind of things. And this is the key, guys. Like me as a consumer, I'm willing to pay probably a very marked up price for a pen because it is higher quality and better built than any other pen. In fact, whenever I see those garbage pens, like the hotel pens and stuff like that, I just throw it away. There's no need for those things. And that's why quality matters, right? Here's a highlighter. And look, I don't even use highlighters, but again, I don't know where I found this thing, but this is a made in Japan highlighter. And it just highlights better than any highlighter I've ever used in my life. I don't know why. So I kept it. I only really need one highlighter. I don't even use it. This has probably been with me for, I want to say like 3 or 4 years, but the ink doesn't dry because of the way they designed it with like a spring where basically if you press down and then only the ink kind of like flows in. I don't really know how it works. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert on pens, but it just works better. So, and it's only like $1. So I'm looking at the side right now. It says like, 100 yen, which is $1. So yeah. The thing is this, guys, quality does matter. So if I was running WotC, sorry, this is getting back to the actual content of the video. The first thing we got to do is this: make premium cards, period. No garbage cards, no like lower than quality cards. Make only premium cards. If we're going to charge $110 per booster box, right, $5 per pack, or some of these master sets, $20 per pack, make premium cards. They cannot be low quality. The most premium paper you can find, the most premium cardstock you can find, the most premium foiling process you can find. Look at Flesh and Blood. They're a small company. If they can do that, you can do it too. Make people feel that when they open your product, when they play with your product, they can be proud and share with other people. Look how good this card feels. Check this out. Slide it across the table, let them feel it. That's what Wizards need to do. In fact, actually, we're in a pretty good spot. All Wizards cards suck, and they've been known to suck. So make better products. Make products that look better, are consistent, and people are going to be surprised. That surprise will shock a lot of people just to buy Magic cards. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy that like, high quality cardstock will get more players. Yeah. Some people do care about this kind of stuff. Me personally, for example. Like I've had buyers who literally ask me things like, hey, is this a Japan print or the US print? Why are they asking that? Because they want the higher quality card. They know this. I mean, the people who know this know this. The people who don't know, I guess they don't care. Number 2, test the products. Just because we start using premium printers, the people who have consistently churned out good product, doesn't mean that it's going to consistently do that forever. So we have to be out there vigilant, test the products. Make sure the products that are good, that are coming out are good, are still good. And I don't mean like, we're about to print 100 million Commander Legends cards, send me one. I mean, you buy the first set of, let's say, 50K, whatever, print runs, have them ship them to you, your warehouse. Just randomly go to the pallet, grab a box or two from the pallet that you're about to ship to distributors, open it, play a draft at the headquarters with the people, and then have a quality control guy there, check, make sure the cardstock's good, make sure the colors look vibrant, make sure the texts are readable. It's not that hard. That's all you need to do. Make sure there are not cards from the next set inside this pack. The fact that this even happened with Dominator Remaster is crazy. I mean, you're just taking all the wind out of your entire product. How did this happen? Who's running QC at these factories? Yeah, check it. Check the product. And if they're crappy, send them back. Right? Do it again. Expedite the shipping back to me. You can't make mistakes like this, right? If you're running a company, imagine you hire somebody to fix your roof and they do a pretty good job and it looks fine, but then when it rains, it's leaking. Do you just say, whatever, continue? Or do you get that guy back and go fix the roof? You paid good money for it, right? You paid for a fixed roof. You didn't pay for a roof with a hole in it. Yeah. Don't push that on your consumers. Push that back. Be the defender of your consumers. Push that back against the factory. Make sure they deliver quality products. And if they don't, switch. There's plenty of printers out there. And here's the thing. WotC probably has enough money where they can go buy their own printers. Maybe it's time to go get your own print facilities. Quality control the shit out of it. And that's what I mean, guys. If you can create these sets that are high quality cardstock, you can charge more. I know Magic players probably don't want to hear me say this, but yeah, if the cards are good, if the game is fun, which by the way, the reason why this video is all about card quality and not about quality of design is that by and large, design has been fine. I mean, yes, there's some nitpicks we can have about whether some mechanics are way too overpowered. Should they have been testing this ahead of time? Should they have known and then basically not released it? Absolutely agree. There are things that they've done that they need to do better QC of internally from design perspective. But overall, the sets they've been releasing, the cards that they've been inventing and creating, they're good. They're very good. Especially given how fast the schedule has been. But maybe we do this. We slow down the schedule a little bit, release even higher quality sets that are better tested, and then just have less of it. Charge more. I'll pay for it. If it's that quality, I will pay for it. If the game is fun, I will pay for it.